Hi everyone, Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Plenty to get you caught up on. We start in Cleveland. The Browns at home to take on the Indianapolis Colts. And this is Anthony Richardson. He delivers here a 35-yard touchdown pass. The Colts will live to fight another week. They're moving on to the divisional round. From there, it's off to Tampa. Let's look in on the Buccaneers as they play host to the Minnesota Vikings. And it's Mark Andrews. He's going to pull this one in, and then he sets his sights towards the end zone. It's a 51-yard touchdown. The Bucs will live to fight another week. They're moving on to the divisional round. One more to show you, and it's out in Seattle. The Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And it's the rookie tight end from the U, Elijah Arroyo. He's going to find an opening down the field and pull this one in. This is going to wind up as a 57-yard touchdown. And that's a wrap for this week. For all the hardworking men and women in the studio, Scott Hansen saying goodnight. We'll see you again next week right here on
All right, we just finished wild card round football. That was pretty crazy. We were trying to get John on here, and we didn't want to wait much longer because it's getting late. John was watching all the games, obviously, so it would have been nice to get perspective. And it looked like the lobby was popping off with updates from the games. So Jacob and I are obviously going to pick up where we left off yesterday. It's kind of crazy that we got 6 games in like a 2-hour period. We're going to review who we chose, maybe touch on the games a little bit, and then we will move on to our divisional round picks. How we doing, Jacob?
Well, first of all, you didn't even say hello to anyone. Like, hello, GOI listeners. I'm doing good. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday after evening.
So I can't speak, and you don't know what day it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. This is gonna be great.
We are at the divisional round. Quick and easy wild card round. Based on the scheduling tabs, the divisional might take a little longer, which is fine. Before we jump into the swing of things, we made some picks yesterday. We need to review how said picks went.
So why don't we review the picks, and then we'll review the games, and then we'll go into our picks for the conference championships. So we'll look at the picks. We'll jump into the games after that, all 6 of them. Kind of review what went wrong, and then or what went right, I guess, would be the other thing. And then we will jump back in here and make our selections for the championship games. So, without further ado, let's start up in the top left corner up here with the Browns and Colts. Who did we have there?
We both had the Browns. I believe we both said it would be a close game, which evidently it was. This game did come down to the final play of the game. I tuned in right as it was ending. The Shador throwing a pick to, I think it was Nick Cross or Cameron Bynum, to seal the game with 10 seconds left as the Browns were driving to set up for a game-winning field goal. Let's see what happened here otherwise.
So we both picked the Browns. I think Dakari had a 14-point lead. And then Pesky Emmanuel, he's been known for that. He doesn't ever go away. Made the comeback, forced a turnover on the last drive, like Jacob said, and they came away with the win. Judkins had himself a game. And it looks like DJ Giddens was playing Fantasy Vulture from Jonathan Taylor. I mean, those numbers aren't quite good for Taylor. Looks like Taylor got bottled up pretty good, and then Giddens came in for some light work duty in the red zone. Sam Kelly, good receiving game. Isaiah Bond also had a good receiving game. Defensively, Looks like Zaire Franklin had 2 picks. And Nick Cross chipped in 1, and that was all she wrote in Cleveland. And the 7 seed moves on. We did not have that selected.
So we both
are 0-1. Yep. Let's take a look here.
Start.
Next game, I think I was a little bit more hesitant with this pick. However, I think you proved me wrong. We both ended up picking this game correctly, right?
We both picked the Dolphins, but you said it could be a toss-up / it will be really close. I said Dorian will steamrock him, and that seemed to be the case.
Yeah, he 35 pointed him. Couldn't go any higher than that. I'm honestly kind of surprised at that result. Let's see what happened here. I shouldn't say I'm not surprised with the result. I'm surprised at the score. The score is very surprising to me. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Geno Smith decided to take the week off. Only 16 attempts, 8 completions, 50%, 1 touchdown, and 3 picks. We were talking about Dorian's defense with a while back with the 3 guys that were in the top 5 for picks. They showed up for him in this game. Held Geno Smith to under 96 yards. You don't win that game unless your defense is playing lights out. And they didn't. Jalen Wright ran all over the place. 3 rushing touchdowns, 116 rushing yards. Waddle, Waller, Wright again, and Tyreek. The only guy that seemed to want to play was Anthony Schwartz. Just take a quick look here. Juju Brents, I don't even think he was on the list. I could be wrong. For guys that had were at the top of the picks list, I think it was Minka. I think it was Bullock, and I don't remember who the third guy was, but I don't know if it was Brents or not. But either way, just a shellacking, absolutely dismantled. But thankfully, we made that pick correctly.
And view the box scores through that, Brian. By the way, if you just hit X, you don't have to go back and forth.
Ah, good call out.
Yeah. Before we move on, just we all know the game caters to offense, and heavily, you could say. Under 100 passing yards, real life football, virtual football is crazy. Clearly, Dorian had something working, and yeah, wow. But moving on, we both picked the Bengals, so that's two correct in a row. I think we both said this might get a little out of hand at some point, just because AJ has been on that lump.
Jesus, brace yourself. And this is why I said brace yourself, because I saw something on just the box score. So, I mean, AJ obviously playing from behind had to throw the ball. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I would assume a lot of this was cushion defense, Ray trying to bleed clock and get out of there with the win. This is what I was looking at from the box score.
Wow. Yeah, talk about leaning. This is Ray. Throwing the 4 carries by Martinez. Ball control football. Keep it safe. But this is...
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. My threshold, my limit against people is allowing 120 rushing yards. If it goes over that, I start to get a little spastic. So this would have pissed me off. And I mean, look at this. Just bottled up. He got the passing going.
Considering the Bengals do not have the best of defensive tackles on this game or in real life, but clearly Ray called the plays, schemed it properly to the point where Devon Achane was non-existent really in the air and on the ground.
And this is one of those moments where I wish John was around, because he could have told us how much of this was AJ's scheme versus AJ fighting for his life to try to get back into this game. I don't know. I don't know if these are all garbage stats or if they are legitimate
It
stats.
probably is, because I remember I tuned in at one point. He was down 20 in the middle of the game, so it's probably him just trying to claw back.
Yeah.
But I will say real quick.
You need me to go back somewhere?
I know AJ has said he's had defensive tackle issues. He's put Will Anderson there, Danielle Hunter. He's had no one in that middle in the gut, and it showed this game because I think that might have been a playoff record. Honestly, I'm not sure, but
I mean,
great job by Ray.
Yeah, Ray. I mean, it was 28-3 at halftime. So at that point, Ray is 28-3. I'm thinking Ray's going 90-10 ratio, running the ball in the second half, and you could see he kind of let off the gas a little bit, and then AJ starts scoring. So 28-3. I think at that point you're kind of, you know, there's a bullet coming straight for you, and you're trying to move out of the way, and you don't have any time to get out of the way. The game's over, 28-3. So we're 2-1. Move over to the right side here. We had so we had the snow game in Cleveland. We had clear weather in Las Vegas. Weather was not was it not?
No, I was saying Viva Las Vegas.
Texans weather wasn't a factor, and then I did see and we saw in the highlights that this was probably the worst weather game in Tampa Bay. Heavy rain. I think, you know, obviously we both picked Connor, but I think with heavy rain that game automatically favors Connor because it takes the air out of the ball, and that is John's game. Close game at half though, 14-7. Before things, it was a shutout after that. If you want to review these stats really quick, go ahead.
Yeah, so Baker, clean game. Well, yeah, I mean, the difference you can already see. It's probably the rain played an effect. John likes to be pass heavy. 3 picks, though. Clean game by Baker. 20 for 31, 2 tutties. What did the rushing look like here? Baker was the leading on the ground. Yeah, 60 yards as well for Baker. A great game by Baker. 9 rushes for Keaton. Ricard had 2, and Rachaad White had 2. So, the spread out there by Connor. Surprised Baker had the most carries, honestly.
Not the most carries, most yards.
Most yards.
That would have been a rule break. We would have exposed Connor in 4K if it was the most carries.
Yeah, and then receiving, I'm guessing it looks something like, Andrews, Abuka. No Mike Evans, which is interesting.
No Justin Jefferson.
2 for 26.
Bro was in a pack.
Yeah, which is, again, Connor's a good defensive user, good play calling by him, I'm sure. And again, in the rain, those deep shots he likes to take, no bueno. Who are the guys that got the picks here for him? Let's see if we can try and figure that out. So, what I'm already thinking here, Antoine Winfield, he tried to target Jay Jettas. Winfield made the play. Parrish was the rookie with a pick. And yeah, did Connor have any sacks here? Was the D-line a threat? Other way.
Yeah.
3.5, 4.5 sacks. 5 sacks. Yeah, so 5 sacks to 1 sack. That's always, which against a really good Vikings O-line. So that's always going to play a factor. But yeah, it looks like John, I know they had the desync where John was up by, I think, 10 or a score. John said, let's run it from the start, and it did not work from him this time around.
Yeah, I was talking to, I don't know who I said that to, but in the playoffs, I've been burned by it before. You take your points, and you take your lead, and you take whatever time's off the clock, and you run the game from that point. Never restart a game, unless it's literally in the first 5 minutes. Because I lost the game. I was up 14-0 in the playoffs. I had the person that I played against convince me to start from scratch, and I lost the game. Take your points. Take the time off the clock, and play a half, play a quarter, whatever you got to do. Especially against a user like Connor, take advantage of stuff like that. Because Connor, that Ethernet cord gets a little loose when he's losing games. He might have to pull it. I'm joking, Connor. We know you didn't pull the Ethernet cord.
We both picked the Buccaneers here, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Perfect. All right. Tight ball game, another one over here. And honestly, I think last night, if we ran it back, you said the 3-6 in the NFC and the 2-7 in the AFC were a toss-up, and you were spot on. I said it was the 3-6s on both sides.
And funnily enough, I think I said the 2-7 and 3-6 in the AFC would be the blowouts. So, this one we both picked wrong. We both picked Denzel.
What a way to lose. What a way to lose. Punt return for a touchdown and a block field goal.
Game
block PAT, yeah. I should say. Not even a block field goal. Block PAT.
Yeah, so Denzel rallied back.
Not quite bad. My question would be is, how did we get here when you were up 17-14 at half? And then things just kind of...
Nothing went for him in the third quarter. It seems they took the 2-possession lead. Denzel rallied back. A block PAT ended the game. Or I don't know if it ended the game, but I read it was blocked. How did Jalen Milroe and Penix? Let's see their comparisons here.
Milroe had the yards.
Yeah. Not the cleanest of games, 27-42, 13 for 25 on Penix. 1 touchdown, 2 picks from Penix.
Yeah, if you've thrown 42 times in a game, chances are when we flip this to the next screen, we're probably not going to see too much of a rushing attack from Seattle. Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Pedestrian. Enough to get the job done.
See, Bijan, unlike Penix, had a worse game, and Bijan just did Bijan things. Milroe contributed on the ground a bit, but overall, Milroe got it done in the air for the team. How did the defense match up here?
Well, first we gotta discuss Mooney. Nobody could cover him, I guess.
Yeah, 6. Yeah,
he's a stud.
He's gonna be a tight end to carry over.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Kupp, kind of Smith.
He had the receptions. He just didn't have the yards.
Yeah.
So he was
involved. Same with Cooper Kupp. Well, Cooper Kupp had a solid game, 3 for 41. Or 40. Yeah. Drake London non-existent.
A lot of receiving in that game.
Kyle Pitts non-existent. Just Darnell Mooney and Bijan for the Falcons, it looks like.
Yeah. We covered it. It was one of the big things that we covered yesterday when we went over the wild card. Is in the playoffs and even in the regular season, if you want to make the playoffs, you can't turn the ball over. If you want to win in the playoffs, you can't turn the ball over. Surprisingly, unsurprisingly, you have a 2-to-1 ratio here, and the team that got the most turnovers got the win.
Which is the case in the playoffs.
That was okay, Booger. What point were you making there?
Anyway,
you stroke?
Anyways, move.
I mean, I just want to go back here. Let's see. I mean, 3-0. Bucks win. This was 2-1. Seahawks won. This was 3-1. Colts won. Big correlations here. Right here.
Yeah.
3-1. Dolphins won.
And then that too. So turning the ball over does not get you success in the playoffs. I know that. I've learned that many times. Trust me. And clearly, 6 of you also learned it.
Wow.
Wait, 5 of you. There's one more game. I picked the Eagles in this one, said it would be close. You had to come from behind. I'll let you break this down since it's your game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what happened in the first half. We'll say, I would say the first quarter and a half. Let's say 17-0. Things were not looking good. He had Chuba running all over the place. Defense looked lost. I made a comment about what type of pursuit angle the safety made on a play on a breakaway run. Rob said an open one, and that just I had to sit back in my chair, take a deep breath, and say, you know what, that's the ammunition I need for today. And as you can see, after that it was 34 unanswered points. Mistakes started happening on his side with the interceptions, and after my first pick early in the game, didn't really have too many issues with protecting the football after that. I don't know if you want to break down the stats. I don't want to talk too much about my own game.
So 6 picks. Clearly, that's definitely, no offense, Rob, gonna win you a football game. And I've been on the. What was the score here? Can we go to the box score so I can see the first half score? Okay, 17-14. Okay.
To be clear, those 14 points came within 4 minutes of half.
Okay. I've been up 3-4 possessions in a playoff game before, a very specific playoff game. It was 4 possessions to be exact, and I lost. So everyone take notes from Ray. The moment you go up 2 scores, you run the fuck out of that football and deflate the fucking game.
I just want to point out, Rob just commented in the comments. He's absolutely right. I think you look past this. This was a during Chuba Hubbard game and an after Chuba Hubbard game, because he left with an injury. I couldn't stop him. He probably would have finished with 200, maybe just under a tad, and that would have driven me crazy.
Well, then I take my comment back, because I know I spoke to you briefly during the game before I went to watch the Blue Jays. He was killing you early on. And, when you rely on a guy so heavily during the year, we saw his stats over the year. He had a great year, and then you look at ETN, had a solid game as a replacement if you scroll down, 4 for 67, but he had the fumble. Rico Dowdle had a couple appearances, but no one's your starter. That's the guy live and die by him. So losing a key piece of your offense, that definitely doesn't help.
Yeah, so I think that's just it. Is that he went down, and then you slowly start to see your lead evaporate, and it's like, well, what do I do? And then you start. I don't want to use the word panic, but then you see, we end up here. So we got away from the game plan, and I mean, honestly, ETN was doing his thing. Rico Dowdle pulled up and showed up. There was another thing that I noted while we played that really, in my opinion, kind of gave me a kick in the ass for momentum. He had like 35 seconds, I want to say, in the first half. He executed a drive, came down the field, and missed a field goal. And then he did it again in the third quarter. So that's 6 points off the board. My defense didn't make the stop. He missed a kick. And I'm like, all right, that's building blocks. That lit a fire under my ass. It's like, all right, he's not scoring. I'm not going to let him score. So I think between the Hubbard injury, the interceptions, and then the missed kicks just gave me the confidence I needed to kick this up and wake up and actually play a coherent football game. But enough about me, because obviously it's not fair. I can't speak to everybody's games because I wasn't involved. I didn't really get a chance to watch. I was part of the mania. It was a good game. I think it was the only. Well, that's not true. No, one of the only games that had no weather. It was clear, nice day. Eagles are 9-0 at home. That might have been my last. Well, it is my last home game. Even if I beat Kobe, I can't play another home game. So we left the fans happy this season. Didn't lose a game at home. But needless to say, let's move into our official predictions. Obviously, I will have one less than you. What was our final record, by the way?
1-1, 2-2. We both got 2 AFC correct, and we both got. Well, I got 2 NFC correct. You got 1 because we both picked the Falcons.
Okay.
So.
4 or you said.
2. You had 3. I had 4.
Okay. Good. I mean that's more than half for half or more than half for both of us. So we at least somewhat know what we're doing. Let's start over here. Emmanuel, going on
Alex
the road.
is gonna win by a lot to a little. I'm just gonna put that out there. You can break this down. I don't think this will be close.
Wow. Okay. See, I'll give Emmanuel a little bit more credit than what you just did. I feel like they play very similarly in that Emmanuel's offense he's a passing guru. You know, he doesn't really make mistakes very often. Alex likes to lead with the run and then pass. But even when he passes, he's not really taking the deep shot. He's not taking the 50-50 ball. He's conservative. He's reading the line, or reading the receivers, going through his progressions and just hitting the open man. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, honestly, unless somebody takes the air out of the football for a large portion of it. I still agree with you. I do think Buffalo wins. So you can mark that down for both of us, but I don't think you're giving Emmanuel as much credit. I think it'll be a closer game than you're saying. It's gonna be a fucking wall.
Yeah, I think it'll be a shellacking. Love you, man. Good guy. We've talked. We've been in the same division. I just think this Bills users defense is going to cause him hell.
He likes blitzing. That's for damn sure. Look out for the blitz. Yeah. That's the only help I can offer you, and hopefully you can figure out how to scheme, protect your quarterback when you drop back to pass, and figure out how to find a hole in the gaps, with 4, 5, 3, however many guys he decides to send on any given play. He was in my backfield in week 17, like no other. It was embarrassing for me. Yeah, he sunned me pretty bad. This is an intriguing matchup. We've seen this a couple of times in the playoffs. We've seen it a couple of times in the Super Bowl. This might be the best game out of the 4, in my opinion. What do you see here?
Putting me on the spot.
I have my pick.
It's to go with. Well, I mean, okay, here we go. You either go with, both of them are veterans of the league, Super Bowl champions, but one is the Tom Brady, and you can argue one is Patrick Mahomes. That's how I see this. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. Dorian, winning this matchup.
So you're saying it's Patrick Mahomes' time to shine. That's what you're saying.
Yes, I do think this is. I know Brady won twice in real life. Sorry, Connor. But I think Dorian's going to get Ray here. This can shift Ray's way if he gets the lead early. If it's a close game back and forth, I think Dorian will eventually run away with it because we know Ray prefers the ball, run the ball, kill clock, play it safe. I think Dorian will take the cap off this offense if he has to. Those DBs will not hang with Wally, Tyreek, and Jalen, and Waller. Yeah, give me the Dolphins here. By how much, I don't know. But let's... 14. Dolphins by 14.
Okay. So both of these guys, obviously I'm not going to air out too much, but they're both going through some personal life things. Ray, in my opinion, has always played better when there's something going on in his life. Dorian, it's a little bit more of a distraction. This is like Ray's escape from shitty times. I'm taking the Bengals, man. I'm taking the Bengals, and I'm taking them by anywhere from 1 point to 6. I'm thinking like a failed 2-point conversion, or a blocked PAT, or a last-second field goal to win the game. Ray's clock management. Ray plays defense. Ray doesn't make mistakes on offense, and this is not to say that Dorian doesn't make mistakes on offense. He really doesn't. If this game is like one of those like 24-21 games, it's Ray. If we're on a race to 50, it's Dorian. So Ray's got to decide if he wants to play a close game or if he wants to play a race to 50. And I think
the first quarter will be very telling.
Yeah. I think only Ray can do something like that. You know, he obviously knows that Dorian's in his conference. This is, before Alex showed up, this was his biggest competition with team selection before the edition started. So he knows what he already knows what Emmanuel Jesus. He already knows what Dorian likes to do. So I'm gonna take Ray here. Like I said, anywhere from 1 to 6 points. I don't think he gets them by more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
You want to move to the bottom and then go up, because I'm not speaking on that game. All right, let's roll over here. Got away with the skin of his teeth.
The Bengals, correct?
I have the Bengals, yes. 1 to 6 point win. Bills, I'm gonna say probably if you're throwing out like spreads, 14 maybe, 14 points max. Bucks Seahawks. Go ahead.
Leaning in the direction of what I said for the Bills and Colts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll go first. I think Jace had a great season. Obviously, with the rookie Milroe, going to be a force to be reckoned with the rest of this edition. I just think Connor is playing some really good football. Like we talked about, the defense is the defense. And we talked about it, when was it? We did the X factors, the key X factors for every team. He isn't just the run RPO merchant anymore. He will take the lid off. He will throw deep. And he has the options with Mike Evans, Emeka Buka, Jalen McMillan, Chris Godwin, all those options. Devin Culp, Mark Andrews, so many options. I think this can be a high-scoring game. I think it will be a high-scoring game. I just think I see it as something like, if you look at the Texans-Bengals, 42-24, something along those lines.
High scoring, I disagree. I don't think Connor's annoying on defense for sure. I want to obviously give Jay a shout out. I didn't have him in the. I might have had him in the playoffs. I'm not sure, but I didn't have him, doing too much after last edition. Just getting here, beating a former guy who made it to a Super Bowl to get here. Connor's going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Connor's going to frustrate the hell out of Jay. I think I don't know. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I don't think either team goes over 30. I could be wrong, but I think the Bucks win, and I think it's also important. We discussed it at the end of throughout the last night's podcast. Every single one of these games has a potential for piss-poor weather. So again, if we have piss-poor weather, you've got two users at the top that like to run the ball, and then they open up the pass game with their run. Piss-poor weather in Cincinnati leads to, that hurts Dorian. That doesn't necessarily hurt Ray as much. Piss-poor weather in Tampa Bay is a positive for Connor. So we got to look at the weather too. As silly as that sounds, they may all three games may be clear weather games, but weather has to be considered. And we saw it with Connor and John. Connor scored 27 points.
And I mentioned it yesterday. I have a very strong feeling that the 1 seed, you're going to see a blizzard against Emmanuel, and if he advances, which I think he will, you'll see another one in the AFC Championship game.
Back-to-back blizzards, huh?
Yeah.
Bad luck for Buffalo. They're gonna have to get the virtual fans out there and start plowing like they do in real life. All right. I think we've greased the wheels enough here. We can move on to the final matchup. I'm not gonna speak too much on this. Obviously, I'm a part of it. I have a feeling I know where you're going, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
you guys played in the regular season. I'm not going to look into that because it was the first game with the new sliders where it was Chiefs referees for everyone. No offense, Connor. I'm just speaking the truth, brother. You guys have played in the past. Kobe's a 1C for a reason, right? He's had a great season. His offense is offensing. His defense is defensing. You have had a great season. Your offense is most of the time offensing as long as Saquon is going, and defense is defensing. Here's what I think. Saquon will get his own. Your both defense will have their moments. This game will come down to if Jalen can let it go, let it fly in the air. If it can, I'm going to go with you. If it can't, I'm going to go with Kobe. I think this will be a closer game than your regular season. I know I have to make a pick. You tell me, I guess, your thoughts or however you want to break this down, and I'll make my pick after.
I'm going to be real. I don't really duck anybody. You kind of, you stack the chips and you play the game that you have. I wanted to play Connor and save that potential matchup for the championship, try and see if Kobe could get eliminated. I don't think I've got Kobe in a minute. It's been a while. I want to say it was early in when he was the Colts. I got him. And it's been a minute since then. He's frustrating on offense the same way Dorian is. He's got multiple options, multiple reads on a pass play. All of a sudden, he's turning around, handing the ball off to Josh Jacobs when you're in pass coverage because he's just terrorizing you with his receivers. Defensively, it's a step back from his offense. He's still a good defensive user, good user on defense. So realistically for me, the game plan is not to give too much away. I mean, don't make mistakes. I can't shoot myself in the foot the minute I do that. Game's over because he's taking the ball the other way for 6 points, whether it's defensively or on offense. I just have to try and see if I can match point for point and hope for some mistakes or hope he has an off day. Like you said, he's the 1C for a reason. He's only lost one game this year, so he's probably the hardest opponent I'll have to face in this bracket, as it is.
Here's what I'm going to say. Winner of this game is going to the Super Bowl. Jay, Connor, I'm sorry. That's just how I'm feeling right now. Who the winner will be, it's like I said, Ryan, I think there's two factors for you. One, he will make you pass at some point. Whether you're coming from behind or it's a close game, something, that ball won't even see the air. And if you can do that successfully, great. Second of all, if you can keep level-headed, which you've gotten better at, but consistently through this game, you'll be fine. One pick does not end this game. Kobe, Ryan's a good defensive user, makes up those tendencies on offense. I am going to go with Kobe, though. I think this will be really close, like a field goal decision. I would love some overtime, love some snow.
I promise you, if I can prevent it.
Kobe by 3. If there's snow, I'll take you. That's
no. You gotta pick a team. We've picked
the Packers by 3. Field goal victory. And
I think that's just it. There's just that's how it's gonna be. It's either gonna be a super close game or it's gonna be a blowout. And I don't think I'd blow him out. I think if I win this game, it's by a touchdown or a field goal. The confidence is building. I think you're absolutely right, though. If I beat him, that puts a battery in my back to go ahead and take care of business in the championship game. I've never been to a Super Bowl. I've been to 2 championship games. Kobe's obviously been stuck at the championship level and then finally is starting to make Super Bowls, so he's moving up. I haven't been there since I was the Ravens, so it's been a long time coming, I hope, and I got my team, so I'm hoping to change the rhetoric about myself and start making moves in the right direction here with this team. We'll see.
Yes. Before we end off here, I'll go through our pick. For the divisional, we both picked the Colts. I'm sorry, the Bills. You picked in the Colos one. I think it will be a lapping, like 42-7-esque. I love you, Emmanuel, but sorry. Bengals, Dolphins. You got the Bengals. I got the Dolphins in like a 14-point game. You got it a 1 to 6 point game. NFC, we both picked the Bucks. I think I said it will be a high scoring, like 42-24 esque. You said you think it will be low scoring. Then I picked the Packers Eagles, 3-point game, and you obviously didn't pick. And those are our picks for the division. No,
I mean, I'll pick the Eagles if you'll let me.
Yeah, you can pick your own game for a point. Confidence. I would hope you wouldn't pick against yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the rate it's going, let's just take a peek here. My game with Kobe hasn't been scheduled, obviously, because Kobe. Looks like Thursday we're gonna have a game with. I don't know if they picked a time. Thursday between the Seahawks and the Bucks. No time. And then we have nothing in Ray and Dorian's thread just yet.
Seahawks and Bucks have a time.
Did they? What's the time?
He said Thursday. Thursday at some point.
Just Thursday. Yeah, there's no time. Colts and Bills. Let's see here. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Thursday. Kickoff tentatively.
Thursday. So let's say Thursday night.
Let's see if we can get all 4 games played at the same time on a Thursday night. That'd be fun. Run it back. Have John scrambling for YouTube channels again, and everybody chatting up in the lobby, getting coins and having a good time watching the games. I was telling Connor and I was telling Jacob before. It was almost a shame, Obviously, I'm happy I'm in the playoffs, but I missed out on like March Madness. Just seeing John with the setup and some other people saying they were flipping through different things to be able to watch these games. I think that was pretty cool. Final word.
Good luck to those that are left in the playoffs. Otherwise, guys, enjoy the games. If you're not, we will be back probably, let's say, Thursday night with our NFC Championship, AFC Championship predictions. And, yeah, have a good one.
Yeah. So, like you said, we'll be back. We'll cover the 4 games. We'll make our selections for the Super Bowl. We also changed a little bit to the schedule. Connor is going to actually join us, and I think that's a better fit for upcoming free agents. Best available players that teams are not going to sign, whether they don't have the money or they just don't seem like they're going to sign them. And then I'm going to reach out to Kevin. I keep on bringing it up. We're going to have Kevin on here probably if time allows before the Super Bowl. I don't think that we're going to be able to sort that out before the Super Bowl because it might be, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be before the draft. We'll try and go through every team's best fit in the on the draft board. But to everybody that won today, congratulations. To the folks that lost today, limit your turnovers.
Are getting prepared right now in Cancun. Looking at you, AJ, TK, John, Denzel, and Rob. I was the first one there. I have your rooms prepared. Well, John was the first one there. I followed him.
I wasn't going to say all that, but
just a little banter. Love you guys.
At the end of the day, there's only one winner and 31 losers. So, I mean, look at it that way if you have to. Have a good night.
The AI gifts ready. Yep.